Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Osaka and I'm thrilled to have you here today. Before we dive into the content, I'd appreciate it if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support goes a long way in helping me continue to create quality content. Also, be sure to click the notification bell to stay informed about all future uploads so you don't miss out on any new and exciting videos. Thank you for being here, and let's get started. Today I will be telling you a short story that I made up that I call The Devil's Gold. With that being said, let us begin. In the year 1851, during the height of the California gold rush, Josiah Blake found himself alone and desperate in the wilderness. He had nothing left. His wife had died from consumption, his farm back in Missouri was sold off to pay debts, and all that remained was a single chance to strike it rich. Josiah had been following rumors of a hidden valley far off the main trails, a place whispered about in the saloons and camps, Diablo's Hollow. The legends were old, warning of men who entered the valley never to return. Some said it was cursed, others claimed the devil himself guarded the gold buried there. Josiah didn't care. His hunger for wealth drowned out all sense of caution, and so he made his way to the Forbidden Hollow. It was a desolate place. The sun barely touched the ground, blocked by jagged peaks that loomed like sentinels. The wind whistled through the narrow pass, carrying faint whispers, almost like voices. But there, amid the rocks, Josiah found it a river, glittering with gold flakes. The stream was thick with it, more than he had ever seen. He fell to his knees, scooping the precious metal into his hands, laughing like a madman. Finally, he muttered, "Finally, it's all mine." Days passed as Josiah worked the riverbed, gathering more and more gold, his hands raw and bloody from the effort. He refused to stop, driven by a greed that grew deeper with every flake he collected. But then the shadows began to move. At first it was subtle, a fleeting figure just beyond his campfire at night, a shape in the distance when the sun dipped behind the mountains. He told himself it was nothing, just his tired mind playing tricks. But each night the figure returned, standing at the edge of his camp, always watching. On the fourth night the figure came closer, standing just within the light of his fire. The man, or what appeared to be a man, wore a long tattered coat, his face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. Josiah squinted at him, his heart pounding. "You lost friend," Josiah called out, gripping his rifle tighter. The figure didn't respond. He just stood there, unmoving. "Hey, I'm talking to you." Josiah's voice cracked with fear, but he didn't back down. "You want something? I found this claim fair and square." The figure slowly raised a skeletal hand, pointing to the stream behind Josiah. His voice, when it came, was a rasping whisper. "That is not your gold." Josiah felt a chill crawl down his spine. "The hell it ain't," he growled. "I worked it. It's mine." The figure's hand lowered. "It belongs to the dead." Josiah fired his rifle, the blast echoing through the valley. But when the smoke cleared, the figure was gone, only the whisper of the wind remained. "It's just some trick," Josiah muttered to himself, pacing by the fire. "I'm losing it, too much work, too little sleep." But the next day, as he panned the river for more gold, something strange surfaced in the water, a skull, half buried in the mud. Josiah froze, staring at it. As he dug deeper into the riverbed, he uncovered more bones scattered like debris from a long-forgotten tragedy. That night the figure returned, standing even closer to the campfire. This time his face was visible in the flickering flames. It was no man. His flesh was rotted and hanging from his skull, his empty eyes glowing with a pale, ghostly light. "Leave this place," the figure hissed, his voice like wind through dead trees. Josiah backed away, his rifle trembling in his hands. "No, I earned this. I ain't leaving." The figure's bony hand reached out, pointing at him. Then you will join us. Suddenly the ground beneath Josiah began to shake. The dirt split open, and from it emerged the twisted, skeletal remains of miners long dead. They clawed their way out of the earth, their eyes burning with the same ghostly fire. Josiah stumbled back, his mind screaming in terror. "Stay away," he yelled, firing blindly into the mass of corpses. But the dead did not stop. They grabbed him with cold, bony fingers, dragging him toward the gaping maw of the earth. "No, no, no, please. Stop it. Let me go. No," Josiah screamed, clawing at the ground. "I'll leave. I'll go." But it was too late. The dead pulled him into the darkness, their hollow voices whispering in his ears as they buried him beneath the cursed gold he had so desperately sought. Weeks later, a group of prospectors came across Diablo's Hollow. They found the riverbed thick with gold. Just as Josiah had, they laughed, slapping each other on the back as they planned their fortunes. "Look at all this gold. We're gonna be rich," one of them shouted, scooping the shiny flakes into his hat. But as they bent over the stream, one of the men noticed something in the mud, a skull staring up at him with hollow eyes. "Hey, fellas," he whispered, his voice shaking. "You think those stories about this place are true?" Another man waved him off. "Stories? Bah. Ain't nothing but old wives' tales. We're rich, boys. Let's take what we can carry." As they gathered the gold, they never noticed the shadowy figure watching them from the edge of the valley. And when night fell, the figure stepped closer, his skeletal hand reaching out, ready to claim what was his once more. As the years slipped by, the town near Diablo's Hollow flourished, its coffers swollen with gold plundered from the accursed valley, but with every ounce of wealth something darker took root. One by one, men began to vanish, prospectors who had struck it rich, merchants who lined their pockets with blood money, even the mayor who once boasted of his fortune. All of them disappeared without a trace. No one was safe. In time, their bodies were found, or rather what remained of them, scattered like ancient relics, bones twisted and gnawed by the wilderness. Some claimed the very land devoured them. Each man who had prospered from Diablo's Hollow met a gruesome end, as if the earth itself had risen to collect its due. The legend of Diablo's Hollow spread like wildfire, carrying whispers of the curse that clung to the stolen gold. That wealth was not for the living, it belonged to the dead, and the dead would stop at nothing to reclaim what was theirs. Even now, when dusk drapes its shadows over the land, if you stand near the hollow, you can hear them, voices carried on the wind, soft but insistent. "Return what is ours before we come for you." The end. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. I truly hope you found it both engaging and insightful. If you enjoyed the content, I would greatly appreciate it if you could show your support by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Your feedback helps me continue to create valuable content for you. Be sure to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. I am Osaka, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So until then, take care, thank you, and goodbye.